In this video, we're going to be covering our shoulder external rotation, PAILs, and rails. The purpose of this is going to be to help us to strengthen and expand range of motion for external rotation of that shoulder. That is when we have that shoulder joint nice and level and the ability to rotate it backwards in this direction without overcompensating by overly extending into that lower back. So also help us to strengthen all those muscles associated with that motion there. So to get set up for this, what we'll need is a yoga block or some kind of block that's going to allow us to elevate our palm onto there to find our furthest passive range of motion. Now, from here, what we're going to do is start off prone on the floor. So one hand can just kind of support that forehead, and then we want to set up so that our arm is at about a 90-degree bend. So we don't want to be too far forward, way too far back. I want that elbow to be relatively in line with my shoulder here, and I'm going to support the base of that palm up on top of that block. Now our PAILs contraction is going to be where we try to produce this action here where we're internally rotating the shoulder, but because we're pushing into that block, we'll feel that pressure and tension that's generated with those muscles, but we're not actually going to create any motion. So we'll be doing that for about 10 to 15 seconds. We're going to ramp that up, so don't go with a 10 out of 10 effort, start with a 5 or 6 out of 10 effort to go, and then over time we're going to increase the effort that we're producing to get this strengthening here. So the first 15 seconds, we're just going to focus on pressing in. We're going to make sure that the hand and wrist is still in line. We don't want to just push that hand forward. We can even make a fist or hold on to a ball in between as we go through that push. And then our rails will be in the opposite direction. We're thinking about trying to rotate and pull the hand away from the block, but we're trying to really just create rotation external through here by utilizing all the musculature here at the back to help us assist in that motion. Now, as we do this, we want to make sure that we're not shrugging the shoulder forward. We're not trying to lift that back up. Everything else just kind of stays in place, but will be squeezed to help assist and provide more force into that push into the block and that pull away from the block. So, putting that all together, we start out here. We're set up into a good position. Let's take a deep breath in. Exhale. Start by engaging that core, squeezing the glutes, even tensing up the opposite arm that's not going to be moving. And then we're going to start by gradually pushing the arm into that block. So I'm starting to internally rotate and feeling all this stuff on this side here, squeezing and working to help produce that action. We'll go for about roughly 10 to 15 seconds. And then we're going to now reverse that action. We're still keeping tension through the body. Now you're slowly trying to rotate, lift off of that block here. Trying not to get too much into the neck. Just nice controlled pulls. Really focusing on the stuff here to help create that action. After 15 seconds, just bring that hand down, let everything melt, everything relax. Take a few deep breaths through, and then we're going to repeat again. So once again, first 10-15 seconds, pushing into that block, keeping that elbow nice and straight, arm straight. And then for the rest, just slowly trying to peel away from that block here, creating that tension into the back of the shoulders. Now, one thing to know, we might start to feel some cramps as we go through this action if we're not used to it. So start with a low amount of force and push and pull, and then gradually build that up as we develop more strength and resiliency within that range.